All right, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week, we're talking about a product that's in one of my most watched videos on my channel. But before we get into today's video, if you're new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon right next to that. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of this awesome cycling content on this channel. So like I said, we're talking about one of the most viewed videos on my channel, and it's honestly not what I thought would be one of the most viewed videos. It was a bike alarm. And honestly, it was like 3 years ago I filmed that bike alarm video. And it still gets views and people buy those bike alarms. And I don't understand, man. In that video, I literally said I did not like the bike alarm. But some of you guys like bike alarms and think it's a good idea. So when I had a company reach out that had a bike alarm that was a much better setup than that one, I said yes. People on my channel for some reason love bike alarms. Let me try this new one out. It seems like it's gonna be a lot better. And I'll say, with that bike alarm I tested 3 years ago, and one of my biggest complaints and the big reason I didn't like it was there was no secure way to mount it to your bike. Biggest problem I had with it. It was so easy just to snap the plastic, rip the zip ties off, and just chuck it away, and off goes your bike. And for me, that was just like, what's the point? You know, that was kind of my big deal. So when I had Eason's reach out to me with their Guardian alarm, I looked at their website, checked it out, thought about it, and realized this is actually a better version of that alarm. And this is really what you would want if you were to get a bike alarm for your bike. So let's go ahead and we'll open this guy up here. So a couple different things come with this, and you'll kind of see as we go through is why this bike alarm I feel like is much better than the one I reviewed 3 years ago. So first thing we pull out here is the actual alarm itself. So alarm itself, this guy right here, pretty small, compact, no big deal here. Mounts to your bottle cage bolts. Secure method of attachment to your bike. Biggest thing I had a problem with. So mounts securely to your bottle cage bolts. Easy, and there's other options as well. We'll talk about those in a little bit, but their main method of attachment, bottle cage bolts. Super strong, super secure. So, alarm. We'll talk about this in a moment. In here, we also have stickers here. These are your tag and network things. So you peel this off, stick it to your bike, register this under your name. And if someone finds your bike with this code, they scan that QR code and pretty much sends you a message that, hey, someone found your bike. And cool, you found your bike. Kind of a neat little thing to come with it. Not really related to the alarm. Comes with a guitar pick. I honestly have no idea what the little guitar pick is for. And then down here at the bottom, we have our remote right here at the bottom. So kind of comes with everything there. And of course, we got a little box in here too, and the instructions. So we have zip ties. Again, we'll talk about that in a second. We have the tools necessary to install this guy on your bike. You have a carabiner to attach either the alarm or the remote to either your bike or to you. Again, we'll talk about that in a minute. And we have our fasteners right here to mount it to your bike. All included in there. I really like how they include the tools in here. So, kind of comes with all of that in there. So, remote, bike alarm. We got to get these things set up. So, these are not rechargeable. So, they have batteries in here. I believe these have a 2032, a CR 2032 battery in here. So, each one, this one has one, I believe this one has two in there, set to last. They're set to last for a few months. Kind of the basic on there. I honestly kind of like that better than rechargeable, but I mean, to each his own. I like having a battery in here that I don't really kind of have to worry about. Don't worry about charging it, anything like that. So that's my personal feeling on batteries. You know, I'd rather have a real battery than a rechargeable. So we open up our instructions, kind of gives you everything you need here. It tells you all about the alarm, how it all works. Tons of options here. Tells you how to use it here. Battery replacement, initial setup, all that kind of stuff in there. So this alarm is off when you get it. So you do need to go in here with that included screwdriver, and we need to turn the alarm on. So pretty easy. You have two Phillips screws right on the back. All right, so now that we got it open, you can see the 3 batteries here. Again, just 2 screws, you got to pop it off. It is held in with these little clips on here, so some are tighter than others, I'll say that. So you got to get those clips off. Once you get those off, come right inside. Only reason we're in here is to turn this guy on. You can see the little on-off switch. We just flick that guy on. Okay, back on. We just put the cover right back on where it was. Line up our slots. So obviously there's a bigger slot and a bigger slot. Just gonna line those back up. Should snap back together to weatherproof it. There we are. And we just need to throw our screws right back in. And we'll continue on from there. So from there, this should be super simple. So we have our remote here. We just got to pull out our little tab that's keeping the batteries separated. Then on the side, there's off, no sound, or sound. Okay, and it makes noise. And we should be able to how do I know if it's locked or unlocked? Short press the setting. Okay, so we can change our alarms. Dear gosh, man. Oh, right next to the ear. How many different settings are there? Hey, I like that one. Oh, that one's loud. I like that one, though. We're going to use that one. All right, so we can set the sensitivity. So that's the most sensitive. We'll just leave it on that. Okay. So to arm this guy, we short press the alarm button on the controller and aim at this. Okay, that's confirmed. This thing's got a lot of features to it, man. Woo! So let's see. We start. Okay, so it's notifying me. Oh, that's cool. So it notifies you on the. I can't even talk. It's so freaking loud, man. There it goes. Okay, so so it notifies you as the alarm's going off on the remote here. So along with the freaking audible on the alarm going off, wherever you are with the remote, it's gonna let you know that something's going on with your bike. You should go check on it. That's kind of cool. It has that. This thing's cool. I like it so far. So let's come over to the bike. Let's talk about mounting options for this thing. Because like I said, there's a lot of different options to mount this thing. So let's come closer. Let's take a look at some of those options here. All right, so mounting this thing to your bike. So obviously this thing comes with a couple different things. So it comes with zip ties. Please don't use zip ties, but it does come with zip ties. So the alarm does have these slots on the bottom right there to kind of let you slide your zip ties through, and you can zip tie it to something you want. And it comes with a decently sized zip tie. You can zip tie this to kind of whatever you want to zip tie it to. So 2 zip ties, you can do that. Again, last resort, kind of the way I'm going to put that. Last resort, I guess, is the way I say. You know, that's about all I can say for that one. The best thing I said, like I said, it's made to mount on water bottle cage bolts. It's spaced out perfectly to go onto the water bottle cage mounting attachments on your bike. So that's going to be by far the best way to get this thing to mount. It's going to be super secure in here. In the kit, they include security Torx bits in here, security Torx heads, and with the Allen wrench as well. So you have the security Torx. So this thing it's not coming off. Most people don't walk around with a security Torx in their pocket. So mount these guys on here. Comes super long with spacers. That way you can mount this underneath your bottle cage, which we'll do here. I'll show you kind of how that works. So that's going to be another M mounting option. Now on the side, you can buy this as additional to this. This is an alarm fixture here. So in this, you pretty much get a different style mount for your alarm, and you kind of get the same stuff. You still get the tool in there and then extra hardware to mount it to whatever you need to mount it to. So what this guy allows you to do is mount this either underneath your saddle, so kind of right back here, which we'll set that up so you can mount it underneath your saddle, or you can mount it onto the back of a bike rack, which is kind of neat that it can mount to the back of a bike rack. we're going to mount this in a couple different spots. So first one we'll show you is going to be our bottle cage bolts. So go ahead, we'll take off our current bottle cage mounts here. You could use your original bottle cage mounts if you wanted to. When mounting a bottle cage, you're going to need these spacers on here. So the spacers, what they're pretty much going to do is space out from that alarm up to your bottle cage. That way it kind of mounts nice and securely. So grab our bottle cage here. So essentially what we're going to do, you can see without those spacers, there's a decent sized gap between the alarm and the bottle cage. So these spacers, what we're going to do is essentially put one in there, right where our bolt's going to go, and we'll feed our big bolt right down through it. Kind of like so, right there. So it kind of can line up that way. And then from there, we're just going to go just like you would install any other standard bottle cage. And bottle cage bolts here. I'm going to get that started by hand first. There we go. Get our second one right here. We're going to do the same deal. Put the spacer in there. Get it lined up with where it needs to go. Get our bottle cage lined up. A little bit trickier than you would think, but it does. It would work. It'd probably work better if it was flat, but you know, whatever. So we want to do this down in this bottom hole. There we are. So there we go. We got that guy mounted onto our bottle cage. So again, it's a pretty kind of neat design to it. If you didn't know you're looking for an alarm, you wouldn't know that's an alarm. So kind of nice. It's there, still super secure, just like you would expect a bottle cage to be. I mean, there's one down there. This guy up here, it's not moving. And again, you need this security Torx head in order to get that off. So really nice attachment, super, super secure. So now that's on the bike, let's give this a shot. So we'll go ahead, we'll hit the lock button here. Okay, it's now armed. If we go ahead and we're stealing the bike. So you can see the remote is beeping and flashing, letting me know, hey, something's going on with my bike, right? And it will stop. Now, if we go ahead and do it again, okay, it still goes off. That's a good thing. Okay, and then it turns off on here when it stops. So even if it's like a little windy outside, your bike kind of, you know, blowing around in the wind a little bit. Hey, okay. I kind of like that. And then when you want to turn it off, you can turn off your notifications on just your remote by hitting the unlock button, or you can push and hold, and it will turn off the whole alarm from there. Now you can see there's noises on the remote, so we can actually turn this thing to mute, and if we lock it, it'll make a sound on there, but if we shake it, all it's going to do on here is just light up, not making any noise on the remote. So it's going to light up, let you know something's going on, your alarm is going off on your bike. Kind of neat. And then same thing, you push the button, it goes away. Push and hold to turn the alarm off. So kind of up to you which one you choose. And then of course you can turn the whole remote off if you need to turn it off. That way you don't accidentally arm or set off the alarm on your bike. I like that. That's actually a pretty slick kind of mounting option there. That's pretty cool. So let's kind of move back. Let's talk about this different mounting option where you can mount it underneath your saddle. One of my other kind of, I think, ideas that works pretty good, that I think is good, you know, as other option versus a bottle cage. All right, so I'm going to do this off of the bike. So this is the same saddle that's on there. I have a spare. So pretty much what we're going to do, we're going to get this mount right here. This is the mount you can buy separately for pretty much mounting it to your saddle or mounting it to a rack or something along those lines. So we're going to go ahead, slip this between the rails of our saddle. The E-Sins you want to face up on your bike. So slip that between there. And you can see if that was mounted on your bike, the E-Sins would be facing upwards. So going to get that guy kind of positioned right there. So I'm going to show it upside down just because that's kind of the way I feel like it works better. So we're going to get our alarm, which is going to go right there. And our alarm, what we're going to do, we're going to get the same security Torx head bolts we used to mount it to our bottle cage. And we're going to feed them right on through there and just start tightening them up. I need a wrench here because it fits pretty tight in there. So we're going to kind of get that guy started, get our other bolt here, and do the same deal and get this one started too. There we go, just like that. And then we just tighten these guys up. So there you have it. So it's mounted underneath your saddle rails. So pretty much this guy, you put that on there, it's pretty much right where my light is on my bike here. So it's gonna put that kind of back on the saddle rails. Different saddles are gonna be a little bit different kind of this back section, but pretty much they say as long as you can fit this middle part of this bracket in between your saddle rails, you'll be perfectly fine. That's not going anywhere on there. You need the security torque to take it off. And again, it's in a more hidden kind of discreet spot. It's underneath your saddle. Not somewhere people are looking all the time for a bike alarm. Not something you'd go, oh, that's a bike alarm under there. So I kind of like how these two designs are. And you can do the same thing. This little bracket will allow you to mount it, screw it to your bike rack, to a rear mount on a bike rack, and then use it from there. So kind of either option you choose, I feel like between these two are both gonna be super secure mounts, as well as to a bike rack. Pretty much anything with these solid kind of security Torx head bolts that mounts it securely to your bike really makes this kind of a winner of a bike alarm for me, versus other ones out there that just aren't, they're not as secure. They're easy to break off, plastic mounts, stuff like that. These are nice and secure. You're not gonna break this thing off of there or there. There's metal attaching that to a metal bike or to a metal frame. So hidden works really good that way, and it's nice and secure. So works, my opinion, works really good. It's still super loud. Yeah, much more hidden, much more secure. All right, so last thing here, we got to check the price on these guys, because I honestly have no idea how much these things cost. Again, I said this is kind of a, this is kind of the way I do things now. I don't look at the price until afterwards. Okay, so Guardian alarm system. Let's see what we got. Holy crap, that's only 32 bucks. That's $31.95 for essentially you get the alarm. Pretty much you get that first box I opened. Like this guy here. So you get the alarm, the controller, and then kind of the basic installation pack. All in there. 32 bucks. I like that. That's a good price. That's a good price. I like that price. That's good. Okay, and then this the extra bracket. Let's see, how much is the little extra bracket? $8.95. $8.95. That is not a bad price at all. That's pretty reasonable, honestly. You can buy additional alarm units here too. So each of the controllers can actually manage up to 3 devices. So you can buy more of just these for 22 bucks essentially. You can buy more of just the alarms. Even if you have 2 of them, if you buy 2 alarms, you can sync the remotes. So that's kind of cool. That's all there. You can add them onto, the same kind of, you can add them onto the same bike, more security. You can add in multiple bikes in your fleet, kind of all in there. So this comes with a little carabiner mount, so you can use that on the alarm too. It comes with a little slot here, so you use the carabiner and attach it to like a backpack if you want. They also sell a locking carabiner if you want to do that. Kind of up to you on those ones. Again, the locking, maybe. I don't know. I like the solid, secure methods of attachment they offer here. They also offer a stainless steel zip tie kind of mount kit that you can buy with this too. Kind of cool. They offer a bunch of different, like I said, they offer a bunch of different options for mounting it. And I mean, for 32 bucks, that's a solid alarm kit. I like that, guy. This is an alarm. Buy this alarm. If you want a bike alarm, buy this. Might not be the thing for me. I'm not a big bike alarm guy, but apparently you guys are. You want extra ways to secure your bikes, being out there, leaving your bikes unattended. Use your big U-lock and lock your bike up, but you want extra security, get yourself a bike alarm. And these eSense ones, get the Guardian alarms. Get them. This is the good stuff. This is what you want. One of these. By far, the best attachment points, this thing is just quality. It feels quality versus the other one I tested 3 years ago. It's like things improve over 3 years. So if you guys want to check out one of these eSense Guardian alarms, there's going to be a link in the description down below. You want to check these guys out. Big thanks to eSense for sending these out to me so I can test another alarm and show people what a good alarm for your bike should actually be. This guy is great. Notifications to your little alarm remote that goes with you wherever you want to go. Tells you whether your bike is tells you whether your bike's getting messed with or not. Loud alarm, you can change the alarm, you can change the sensitivity. You can mount it securely to your bike. You don't have to worry about someone ripping it off your bike and chucking it into the water. Don't got to worry about that at all. yeah, pick up one of these guys. If you guys enjoyed the video or maybe learned something today, give this video a big thumbs up. Appreciate your support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love talking to you guys. Love answering questions you guys have. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.